Hello, and welcome back to the Corner of Gray Street podcast. And boy, do we have a special one for you guys this week because it is Gorge time. And we'd also be there with our special dear friend, our first time on, well, actually not first time on the podcast, founder of the DMB Gorge crew, the DMB Gorge crew, Mr. Nate Shoshan. Nate, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. Thank you. It's good to be here. Again, yeah, last time was the tailgate, the West Palm tailgate, right? We got a quick one there, and good to see you guys keeping this thing going. It's been really good listening to you guys.
Yeah, it's a little cooler weather, weather.
Yeah, I won't change shirts for this one. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Obviously, we're fresh off the Labor Day weekend, and all of the drive-in shows, which were pretty awesome, if we do say so ourselves. Were you actually, I guess first question, were you actually at any of those drive-in shows?
Yeah. There was a 2019 one, and then what was it, 2002 I was not at. First year I went was 08. Last year that was a good show. Actually, we were talking about it all weekend, and we even replayed it again because it was just one of those shows that I remember it just kicking off the weekend. It was just a good feeling, not that it's ever a bad feeling, but still, it was like one of those good vibes, and everyone was really popping off from that show.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. We skipped like one of our favorite parts of the show, Bruce. And
that we haven't done in a while?
We have not done it in a while, but what are you drinking right now? This
is an Elysian Brewing, the Great Pumpkin Imperial Pumpkin Ale, actually. And it is very good. It is never too early for pumpkin. For some reason in Florida, we don't even have a fall, but our fall beers arrive late July, early August. You have to get your pumpkin beers before September is over because they're gone. They're sold out and you can't find them anymore. Once it hits pumpkin season, beer's gone.
Dang. Well, I love a good pumpkin beer, but I also love any and every beer from Westbrook Brewing.
Ooh.
In Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and crack it open. Limited release.
I could have grabbed the beer. I missed
out. Spoiler alert, or not spoiler. If you want to pause right now and go get one, more than welcome. But if not, that's cool.
We can keep going. It's fine. I did pick up some beers on the road recently. I was looking for. So.
And you're out in Colorado, right? You're out in Red Rocks country.
Yeah. Actually just got here about a week ago, Boulder. And one thing I just saw, which was kind of interesting and hopefully could maybe turn into something more, but Red Rocks is going to have Nathaniel Ratcliffe play there. He's playing 6 shows with only 175 people in attendance. So like super social distancing, and there was a big lottery that went on where you could enter to try to be at one of those shows. So
wow,
it's pretty cool.
fans would murder each other.
Yeah, that'd be. 175 people. That's a small show.
Yeah, if it was DMB, it'd be worse than the sneakers app. People be catching L's all over the place for tickets.
It was Red Rocks was fun. We were here around this time last year. Went to the David Byrne show before driving out to the Gorge. It was a good show. Jeff Kaufman was there actually. We ran right in. We walked right by him.
Wow.
He was probably like, Gorge crew guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're like, who are you?
Exactly.
Oh man. But I guess before we get too into the weeds and we start talking for hours and hours, we'll set this up for everybody. We're just going to let Nate really bring us to the Gorge. We haven't been to the Gorge personally. We were supposed to be there this past weekend. So instead of going, we're having it brought to us, and we're going to bring it to you. He's going to describe every single emotion that you could imagine when you crest that hill, when you are sleeping in 50-mile-per-hour winds, when Dave is wearing a scarf. He's going to describe it all. So we're going to get a good feel for that, and we're going to figure out exactly what is DMB Gorge Crew. Like, what are they? Who are they? We'll get a feel for all of this stuff. So this is going to be technically an interview. And Nolan, why don't you tell the good people who this interview is brought to you by?
Yeah, new sponsor alert. Welcome to the Gray Street Pod family, Scones by Juliet.
Ooh.
They are some bomb scones, the dankest scones you've ever had. Not too wet, not too dry. They are money. My Curb fans will appreciate the references, but yes, I just got our first. Yeah, I just got our first batch in, and delicious chocolate chip vanilla scone.
Ooh,
to die for. Unreal. Check out Juliet Scones on Etsy. She ships everything through Etsy. Took 2 days to get here. They taste delicious. So Scones by Juliet on Etsy and her Instagram page at Scones by Juliet. And we'll have a promo code for you in a few episodes. So be on the lookout.
That is very delicious, and I can't wait to receive some. We'll have to post some pictures on the Instagram there, Nolan, and give them a true shout out. And this is kind of related to the Gorge. If you guys listened to our Gorge episode last year where Mr. Alex Day was on stage sitting in Carter's lap during the shows, well, he has a little tie-in here. He knows Miss Scones by Juliet. He knows Miss Juliet. So let's support Scones by Juliet, and we do appreciate them/her sponsoring this episode and this interview with our friend Nate from the Gorge crew. So Nate, let's jump right into it, man.
Yeah.
Kind of alluded to it already. We were going to ask, what was your first year at the Gorge? But before we get to that, how was Gorge Crew started? Tell us like what it was in its infancy, what you had a vision of, if anything, and then, to kind of talk us up to where it is today.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me, that first year, the 08 that we went to the Gorge, kind of really was the start of something I didn't know was going to become, this social media stuff and everything. But prior to that, I've been going to shows since '96. Grew up in South Florida. West Palm Beach has been my home show. Seen them there literally every year since '96. And around 2008, the 2008 year, excuse me, was we were in West Palm, ran into my buddy Corey, who I haven't seen in quite some time. And we literally just we were talking Dave, we were talking shows, kind of really getting hyped up for the night and all that stuff. And then, the Gorge just kind of came up, and, we both kind of had this moment of like, we need to go there. You've heard about it. It's this majestic place. It's almost like mythical sometimes when you're, if you haven't been there. I feel like a lot of people, you see all the pictures and but it's about being able to take that journey, and obviously you can do it with some good friends. So we, I don't know, I think it was about a month later, we figured it out, got all our plans together really quickly, got the tickets, got the flights, flew out to Seattle, got ourselves set up. We didn't know what we needed, to be honest. I know you see that a lot in these groups that we have and things like that, where people are always like, well, what do I do? I want to go to the Gorge. How do I do it? And we didn't even have that. We didn't have anybody to talk to. We just kind of went and did it. Me, Corey, and a couple of our other buddies joined us. So it was the four of us taking this journey, and went out there, bought a bunch of camping gear, rented a car, headed out there, and kind of got our trip started, And that year, unfortunately, was the year Leroy passed. So we were there, Coffin had just stepped in. So that weekend, it was obviously a special weekend in general, and people everywhere, wearing Leroy stuff. Everyone was, it was a big tribute weekend for sure. And one of the moments that we'll just never forget, not just because it was our first weekend, but because when they started that Leroy tribute, you guys might have seen it on some videos out there, but the glow sticks, I know a lot of people don't love the glow sticks sometimes, but glow sticks were omitted back then. They're okay, but literally it became a shower of glow sticks. Glow sticks were flying in the air, coming down and flying there while they were doing the Leroy tribute. It was
That's
it was
amazing.
just something in the air, something special. It was a crazy feeling, to be out there for the first time and then be at this kind of moment for the band and all the fans. It's pretty amazing to connect with people. And the fact that I've seen Leroy so many shows all these years, and I finally get to the Gorge, and he's not there with us, but then we made him there with us was kind of really special. And we talk about it literally all the time. So it's one of those things that we bring up because it really kicked things off. And then, that was our first year, and it was just a magical year. The biggest thing I always say to people is, of course, we all have a love for Dave Matthews Band. His band got us to the Gorge because that is definitely the premier place to watch the boys play. But it's the people that we meet there. You go there, everybody there feels like family. It feels like home. You feel like you could go to the Gorge with nothing in your pockets and you'll be taken care of, kind of thing, and that was really the thing that really made us kind of start talking about, hey, maybe we should do some social media with this. And, we kind of started talking about that, trying to bring that feeling and that kind of experience to people that are fans, because we obviously know it's a big thing for DMB people now, but not everybody can get there, but we know that literally people are traveling there from around the world to go there. And I think that's part of the biggest part, that's part of the biggest part of the experience, is that that you're all kind of going there everyone's journeying from somewhere to get to the Gorge. And it's kind of one of those places like, where are you from? Well, where are you from? Where are you from? It's almost like our badge of honor was like, we're from Florida. And some people are like, well, I'm from Germany. I'm from Brazil, but it was just amazing to do that. And then it just turned into growing over the years for us. And it went from 4 people to, we've had as much as 25 to 30 people camping with us. Because of every year after year, we met people that were at my wedding, people that were, we've met just at the Gorge, and we've had these connections for years and years that I literally consider my best friends now because we made that choice, in 2008. And I think a lot of people experience that in different levels. Everyone's tailgates are going to be a little bit different. Everyone brings different friends, but you do meet people that you have never met before, and you just instantly connect, and it's just a good time. And I think, again, that's to me, that's the reason it's been so special more than anything, is just the kind of the growth of friendships and obviously the DMB family being that.
Yeah. Wow. So 2 takeaways from what you just said. One, I need to find a friend that I could connect with on a DMB level, because I've never been able to do that at all. And 2, we can go there without money, you said, and people are just like, that's fine. Okay.
I mean, we've fed people. We've helped people recover from a rough night coming in the next day. Literally, you can spot those people and get in here. Let's get some water in you. Here's some sandwiches. We've literally recovered a few different people in our day, but you literally walk around and people are happy to say, come on in, come hang with us, come chill, and it's just one of those things that you experience that at the shows and other places. I've seen shows at a lot of different venues, but it's just different. You get there, you feel home, but you also build a home. We have a tradition where we get to the Gorge, we meet at exit 143, where everyone takes their pictures. So we get off that exit, and the people that we're going to camp with, we try to all meet there. We kind of caravan in, so we all park next to each other, and we turn it into a little city of love, in a sense, where we put up the pop-up tents, we put up tapestries, we got everything kind of set up and ready to go, get the chairs out, blankets out, because we do want to make it feel like a home, because we know we're going to be there for a few days, and anyone that comes by, we want them to have that same feeling.
That's awesome. No, I love that vibe. So I guess, how many times have you been to the Gorge now? Have you been every year since 2008, or what's your?
Yep. Yeah,
okay,
every
wow.
single year. Yeah. So it's pretty
Impressive.
much been, I'd have to look. I don't know. I think my count, actually, I never was a count person. I always never counted my shows until a few years ago. I did the Ants Marching app, the DMB Hub, where you could kind of tally them up. So I think I'm close to 90 something shows in total. And it's got to be at least 30 at the Gorge. So it's pretty. I'm pretty happy to see that. So a lot of them are at West Palm, a lot of them at the Gorge, and then over the years we kind of picked a couple places to pop in and see Dave or Dave and Tim and stuff like that to kind of make a little road trip. Like when they did the Dave and Tim tour that one year when the band was off, the Gorge crew went to SPAC because we never went to SPAC. We rented a big house, had a fantastic time, had a big slide back into this lake, and it was really good. And SPAC is definitely a special place if you guys haven't been. Highly recommend it.
East Coast Mecca.
It really is. It really is. Highly recommend.
One day maybe next summer, I'm just gonna hit all of the go-to spots because I'm itching to see them now, as is everyone. But we got to do it.
Those tickets are going to be, I think everywhere the ticket's going to be hot when the band starts up again.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So what else do you guys want to know?
All right. So you've been every year since 2008. What's one year other than like the Roy tribute, but like what stood out to you? What is a highlight to you that you like always talk about or always remember?
I mean, we do the Gorge always gets good guests. The good guests like Prez Hall, Randy Carlisle, Mike McCready, Warren. Always good. I personally was, I guess because it was just a good change up too, but excuse me, like the Caravan year was fantastic, and I hope they would do that again because that was having the Gorge open all day for you to kind of go in and come out. You didn't have to because now if you go in, you can't really leave, like a regular show. But that was a more festival vibe for that, and even Dave and Tim did a set that afternoon before they were going to play at night. We were actually talking about that the other day, me and my buddy, and it just, if you go look at that, there's some good, especially Tim on those solos are fantastic. That's definitely I mean, and again, they pull out some different covers. They try new things, and they know how to really create the entire weekend with those set lists. I think that sometimes they'll start with a Speak Up or something like that to really kind of like warm you up for the weekend, and just the band gets it. They understand how important the Gorge is to the fans, and I think that if you guys look back in those set lists, you'll see they definitely hit home runs many times there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of my buddies actually reminded me earlier today of one of his favorite moments from the Gorge, and I'm sure you'll remember this. But so he had a 34 flag, number 34 flag at a couple of the East Coast shows. Then he actually traveled to Salt Lake City and had it front row pit right in front of Dave. I think this was 2013. And then he had it Gorge in the pit again, night one. And then night two, they play it. They bring it out with, I think, lyrics as well. And so shout out to Sean for getting 34 played for you guys out at the Gorge.
Oh yeah, that was great, man. We and that's it is. And they hear the fans, man. They definitely do. And I know that Dave takes those set lists really seriously, and we can't appreciate it enough,
For sure.
Oh yeah, they definitely they appreciate when fans travel and like a SPAC Gorge. They know when people are coming there. Charlottesville a little different. I don't know. There's a different vibe there, but I mean, SPAC and Gorge, they always show out.
We did the Charlottesville shows 2018, right? Is that it? 2018 December. It was freezing. It was raining. It was the shittiest weather ever, but it was the best time also. It literally, it had the Gorge vibes. Like, that's what I'll say is, like, you just, every corner, every person, everybody that is hanging around Charlottesville is there for the same purpose. It's the same thing. And it was just that good feeling, So it's if you can ever get to Charlottesville for any of their shows, it's definitely worth it.
Oh yeah. We were definitely feeling good for those. Those were so much fun. But okay, so I want to dive more into the Gorge crew. So, I mean, you guys post on Instagram like all the time, have amassed tens of thousands of followers. Like, what are you at? Close to 60,000 followers now.
Yeah, almost 50, I think now. Yeah,
Almost 50. Okay. What?
It'll be a big celebration.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is like the goal on social media for you guys? Like, what are you? Is it just like a good vibes thing? Like, what are you trying to like get out with
You
that?
know, I think a lot of it is, yeah, good vibes, of course, trying to make it a community kind of thing as well. You know, we have
Mm-hmm.
people that send post suggestions, or, you know, pictures that they took, some crazy picture they took from the pit or whatever it is. And we try to make people a part of that as best we can. Because again, that was kind of really what it came down to. The reason that started the social media part of it was we knew full connections. And then, yeah, I know, of course, there's Ants Marching and the DMB family, the Facebook group. Those are really big. But I kind of was thinking, like, but the Gorge to me was just a different vibe, because I've been to so many shows, and you kind of want to keep those good vibes, and have some fun with the social media. Not all of them are great. I guess some people like the post, sometimes they don't. But a lot of it too is taking cues from what the band's doing. You know, whether it's social, whether it's they're having fun, if they're, you know, if Stefan's doing a cooking show like he did the other day, you know, just having fun, like, and it's good to see that, you know, you see Jeff doing things, you see these guys doing different things, especially right now, more than anything, it's really, I think, helpful to a lot of people. And we get notes all the time just saying how much they love the page, and, you know, it makes them smile. And I had a post, I think around this time last year, was a week before the Gorge. Somebody said, because of you guys and your posts, I just booked my ticket to go to the Gorge. You know, like that, like just lit me up, you know. So you see things like that, and just try to have fun with it, you know, and keep it a good vibe, and try to do what you can to give back when you can, to like the band, and really taking cues, you know. And I think that's why people are just attracted to this band. The music's great, but they also are great people, and they show it time and time again. So if we can add literally 1% of that to this, that makes me happy, and you know, and hopefully it works, you know.
Oh, absolutely. You guys do
Yeah, I
a
feel you there.
fantastic job.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys like it.
No, yeah, it's awesome. Good work.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of work sometimes, but it's also a lot of fun more times, you know. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. We're just trying to grab a slice of that follower pie.
Yeah.
We're only about what 49,000 to 48,000 behind
Yeah.
Nolan. We're gaining on you.
Maybe one day, if
well,
there'd have been a tour
it's
this
been-
year.
yeah,
If we would have been able to go to the Gorge this year and hang out at the Gorge Crew tailgate, podcast would just
Yeah.
be, I mean, we'd be sponsored by Nike. We'd probably have Dave on right now chatting with Nate. I mean,
Yeah.
we'd be killing it.
it's just that simple, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Associate yourself with the right people.
Well, I definitely have seen an uptick in, you know, our Instagram, our Facebook page, and Twitter page during the pandemic. You know, it's pretty interesting to see, because again, people just want to still have, I guess, you know, that feeling of connection to the DMB family, and you know, all things Dave, because obviously we're all missing that. So I'm glad that people enjoy it more than anything at any level. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So one quick question: if you could go back to just one of the shows, or maybe you do go back and listen to it more than any other Gorge show that you've been to, what is the number one Gorge show on Nate's list that he has attended, or the one that you listen to the most?
I mean, it's hard to say, not to say like that first year was not our best, because, you know, if we never took that leap, and if we didn't have those type of feelings, if we didn't have that type of connection, you know, maybe we wouldn't have come back. I mean, I doubt it. Most people, I feel like if you've gone to the Gorge once, you're gonna probably want to go back at some point. Maybe you take a couple of years off, but you find a way. But that, I think there were some special moments. I think one of the special moments too was the year that we were introduced to, at least us, and I'm sure other people knew, but like getting introduced, like the Brandy Carlisle that year was a great year. Having her and Mike McCready come out on Spoon, and just the energy was just off the charts. And she had played earlier in the day, and you know, you could like hear her through the gorge, just like her powerful voice. You know, I'm sure there's other shows too, but that again, that type of thing where you go there and you just have this, everyone's just in such a great mood, and then you get to hear some great music and kind of things that you didn't expect. Because I don't even, maybe I might be wrong, but I think it was a long time since they had Spoon out there, and you know, it's one of those songs that I remember, you know, I was younger, listened to over and over, and you know, so. But it's kind of hard to pick one, I'd say. To be honest.
I wonder if that was the first time Spoon was played at Gorge, since, spoiler alert, the one that we covered in the 2003 weekend, which is a pretty epic version of Spoon as well. That's pretty awesome. Was it the first time?
I think so.
I don't know. I wouldn't imagine. I mean, you've only seen Spoon once at Gorge, right, Nate?
I think so. I mean, I'm not good with the stats and the set list as some other people are. I mean, again, but it was a good year for sure.
Okay, so we've got Nate's go-to show. What are Nate's packing essentials for the Gorge? What do you need if you're going to the Gorge? You're going to camp out, and not glamping. We're not talking glamping. We're talking about camping.
Brendan.
Yeah. What do you need?
We've over the years we've leaned towards more glamping, I guess. But it's just more about, you know, the comfort of it. But we've always camped in general camping, which some people don't prefer. But you know, like the Premier, and they have a couple other spots you can get for more money. But we always have camped in general camping because it was easier to kind of set up, like I told you, set up a big crew of people together and get them and kind of roam around. So us coming from South Florida, right? So we're flying in, you know, so what we kind of turned into what we did every year was we would get there usually on a Thursday night or a Wednesday night, but usually Thursday, fly in, get a hotel, wake up next morning, grab a rental car, head over to Walmart or Target or something like that, and pretty much just load up our essentials. That included, you know, camping gear, sleeping bags, all that stuff, because we can't really travel, you know, on an airplane with all that stuff, you know. So having the pop-up tents is definitely a key thing, I think, because that gorge sun can get you. You know, it's gotten warmer over the years. In the first couple of years we were there, there's pictures of us like literally shivering because we didn't bring the right warm clothes. To, you know, the past few years has been really warm, but you want to definitely stay hydrated out there. But again, our biggest thing is trying to get a good vibe. We pop up tapestries to kind of get some shade around the campsite, you know, making sure that we have all the coolers nice and full, because we don't think about it just with our crew. We, you know, again, people come by, we want to offer them a beer. We want to have, you know, people bring out different types of food all the time. Real good home vibes. But you definitely want to have a good pillow and a good sleeping bag that hopefully nobody spilt beer on or anything like that, which has happened a time or two. But yeah, I think that's really what you want to do. You kind of want to be prepared for all the different weather. There's definitely the winds. I think you guys were talking about that earlier. There was a couple of years there where winds hit up, and one year you literally just saw tents popping up in the air like it was nothing. And we saw I got a video somewhere of a small little tornado happening down the walkway and the dirt and stuff. So you kind of got to be prepared for a little bit of anything. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of what you think you would need for camping for the most part, I guess. You know, and we do things a little bit different sometimes. Like every Saturday, our tradition is on Saturdays. This kind of got me started, like with doing like creating designs and things like that myself. I started doing that for the crew. So we always kind of the Saturday at the Gorge would be our kind of official night to hand out what our gear is for the night, whether it's a t-shirt, we've done hoodies, we've done long sleeves. So we kind of just for the people that we're camping with that year, and we kind of rolled around with that and try to kind of make it, you know, a group thing, and which I see a lot of people do every year in different kind of their own little crews and things like that.
Love that.
And then Sunday, we have another tradition that we kind of started at one point with, we call it Sunday's Finest, where we just have some fun. It's the last night of the Gorge, and we dress up sometimes. We get a little funky, you know, I'll put on like a white dinner jacket or something, or people put a nice hat. It's morphed into a lot of things. Last year, I actually dressed up like Mugatu. You might have seen a picture or two of that. We had some fun with that. So
I think I saw that.
Yeah, so that was actually, I had the most fun that way because a lot of people enjoyed that. But people
Amazing.
do that. People dressed up in all crazy outfits, you know, things that they would never wear anywhere else. And again, just kind of creating some good vibes for everybody.
Getting so many ideas right now. I'm loving this. I'm so mad that we weren't just there, but so many ideas for next year.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now, the Gorge is definitely a place you should let loose, you know, and just not worry about anything. You shouldn't worry about who's judging you or anything like that. And that's kind of what you get when you're there with the vibes and the people you meet. And you know, you'll see people, you know, just enjoying themselves. And if you dress up or do something a little extra there that weekend, people will appreciate it, you know, more than you think. So.
We've got some straw hats that we'll bring out that we rocked in West Palm one year.
There you
go. The hats will make an appearance out at the Gorge when we get
what a
out
throwback.
There. Oh man.
Nice.
So if you could like guesstimate, what do you think the size of y'all's tailgates have grown to? Like you said, you had kind of 4 people probably around your first year. You know, y'all weren't nearly this 50,000 followed social media account that is doing all this stuff for the community and providing merch and just all of these good vibes. So now, what is the typical Gorge Crew tailgate look like? You've got the flag flying, and then what? Thousands? What are we looking at here?
No, last year I think we had close to 30 people, but you know, again, we were lined up about, I think I'd say a dozen cars or something, I want to say, of people. And again, there's people that we've met from, you know, places like Oregon, Washington, and California. A lot of people from the East Coast coming with us as well. And, you know, it's just grown. And then, but at the same time, you know, throughout the day, people are coming by. We bring a lot of instruments. We got a few people play guitar. Some people can sing really good. I think it was last year, the year before, a guy shows up with a saxophone and just starts killing it, you know, like it's just one of those places. And we have people that find us year after year to come just jam out and have some good tunes during the daytime while we're waiting for the show. So it keeps growing. Awesome. That's for sure, you know. And then people try to find us. You know, it's kind of hard to find people. There's a lot of flags up, you know. But, you know,
you've got to have the biggest one then.
Yeah, you kind of need a
size matters,
basically.
Maybe we'll have a Gray Street Pod flag next year.
Yeah,
should. Why not, man?
Yeah,
we've had that. We've had the Gorge Crew one for a long time. We added the Grux to it, so we had those 2 a few years ago. So we try to get those 2 going at every show when we can.
Well, we can't wait for to be able to see all of that and just be a part of it. But before we let you go and before we dive into the 2003 Gorge weekend, we have to set the scene. We have to get Nate to describe exactly what it's like to be there, what it's like cresting that hill or sprinting down to the pit, whatever that you do or have done. You know, give us that sunset vibe right now. Just walk us into the Gorge because we need the feeling. We need it. Inject it into my veins.
Yeah, I mean, first you got a good mile to 2 mile walk into the Gorge. It's a kind of a winding road of rocks and dust, a lot of dust. Your nose will be filled with dust for the weekend, but you know, it's part of the vibe. And then you get there, you know, obviously go through the big security line, and it's unassuming at first because you're just kind of walking down the paved concrete past the vendors, you know, you get the merch tent and all that type of stuff. And then you kind of just start rising up a little bit, and you get to the top there, and then you're boom. It's like right there in front of you. And, you know, the first time is amazing, but every time is amazing. And, every time we go there, everyone's taking pictures immediately, recording it like it's their first time because it's always a great moment. And to catch those sunsets is definitely, I'm sure you guys seen the pictures, but, being able to sit on that hill and just enjoy that sunset. Usually there's a nice breeze coming in. It's just gorgeous. I mean, that's to sit in the middle of nowhere and get the views you get while you're waiting for your favorite band to start is, there's nothing else like it. But I always recommend to people, I tell everybody, a lot of people say, where's the best place to see a show? I tell people, if you can, try to see a show from the lawn, the seats, and the pit. If you can mix it up, there's different experiences. They really are. The lawn, you're gonna have a little more space to obviously dance around. If you have a bigger crew, it might help to be on the lawn. But we always try to go in the pit one night at least. Usually Saturday is the show we try to be at. So it's definitely smart to do that. But the pits, you're at the top of that hill, then you got to kind of wind around to the side and come all the way down to the pit. So it's a lot of walking. You got to make sure your legs and your calves and your hamstrings are ready for that, because you'll feel it. Because that hill is definitely steep. If you haven't been on that hill, you've never been on watching a show. I've never been to another venue that has that steep of a hill, but it's well worth it though.
So you said 1 to 2 mile walk from where the camping is to the actual. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so
I didn't realize that.
When you're driving into the gorge itself, like, you can't see the venue. It's kind of down, right? So you're just driving up, and everyone's always looking out the window, even like there 100 years, and you're kind of hoping you catch something, but you don't. And then, which is kind of nice. It's something that you really are anticipating on that walk. The excitement behind it, and then you get to that top of the hill and be able to see what everyone's been talking about, and obviously get the show started. So there's nothing else like it. It's majestic and beautiful and everything that people have said before. It lives up to it. And if you haven't been, you got to go.
We're doing it. We are doing it next year. I don't care if I have to stand 10 feet away from 100 feet away from anybody. I'm going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done.
I'll social distance the F out of that place.
I'll wear a mask the whole time. I'll wear a hazmat suit. I don't care. I'm going to see that. I'm going to see that sunset.
I really hope they figure this out. We got to get back there sooner than later. So I feel like they'll figure something. There's going to be some. I feel like there'll be some type of level of shows next year. What they look like, who knows?
Yeah.
Other bands are figuring it out. I think DMB should hopefully do the same. And, they obviously are doing a lot of great stuff for the fans. I mean, now we've got Dave doing another at-home request thing on the Sirius XM. I mean, who would have thought that Dave was going to be taking requests from fans, really? So I think that they're going to be pivoting and doing a lot of stuff. And
Dave is a machine, man. He does not stop working. He puts out something. I mean, every week it seems like he's making another appearance somewhere else, helping out somebody else. It's really, it's inspiring to see that. I love seeing it, and I think that they'll figure it out for us next year for some type of tour. Maybe it's something where they'll be in a city for more than one day. Maybe it's multiple days, so that they could have these shows open up so a lot of people can be able to see it, even if it's at social distancing.
What better place to do it than the Gorge? Just to have a full week of shows. We'll go. Labor Day week.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm sure wherever, we'll probably be at some of the same shows even before the Gorge. So we got to meet up. We got a Gorge crew tailgate. I had FOMO big time when y'all were together at West Palm. So we got to make it happen.
It was a great meeting, Bruce, man. I'm glad we did hook up there, and hopefully we'll be able to show here soon enough.
Absolutely. Nate, thank you for joining us. Thanks for bringing us to the Gorge, letting us know what it's all about. And thanks for all that you guys do at the Gorge crew. I mean, you talked about it. Bring in good, positive vibes, because Lord knows the whole world needs it. And we know that you reach around the entire world. It's not just, America, or it's not just Florida or Washington State. Like, this is a worldwide thing. And, we appreciate you. So thank you guys very much.
I really appreciate it. And guys, again, your podcast is doing good things. Keep it up. Really enjoyed the Bailiff Flex show, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
excellent. So
As
Thanks.
did we. He's incredible. And we were supposed to see him at the Gorge next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, man. And one more time, because we're so hyped about our new sponsor, Scones by Juliet. And this is breaking news right now. Promo code DMB Scones for 15% off of these bomb scones. So check it out.
Scones.
Yeah,
All right. DMB Scones, 15% off. Is that right?
that's right.
Perfect. Nate, do you have anything you want to plug? You've got a bunch of merch.
You know, we have dmbgorgecrew.com. We got lots of stuff coming out, some new things coming out. I'll show you guys something that hasn't come out right here. There's a little play on the LaCroix.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
Nolan's
that's
favorite
awesome.
song.
Yeah, and I love LaCroix, so that's a win-win-win.
So working that one coming out soon, hopefully. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's support. You guys are awesome. All the people who follow our pages, it keeps growing, and it's really amazing. I definitely didn't think it would be like this. So it's pretty nice, man. It really is.
Yeah,
That's
keep
awesome.
up the good work, man.
All right,
Yes.
fellas, take it easy. Thank you for
You
everything.
too. And everybody, if you're not following Gorge Crew, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, seriously, stop right now and go follow them, and you will thank us later. Thank you, everybody, for joining us yet again. Nate, thanks for joining us. Nolan, you the man. And we'll see you next time on the corner of Gray Street.